What's going on, everybody? It is day 4 of Conline. We are about to bring Piper Rudich on, and I believe it's going to be her first stream of any sort whatsoever. We'll be gentle.
I really thought it was like day 5 when I woke up. I'm like, oh, Monday's crap. And then I'm like, we got one more day to go.
No, dude, I didn't wake up like till 10:30 this morning. That's like, I usually wake up at 6:30, guys.
That's the time I went to bed. It was 10:30.
Oh, man. Let's go on, Edwin. Chris, welcome back, buddy. Merlin? Merlene?
Oh, I got this one.
Williams? We got it. He actually wrote her.
Which one Dare Choose thing?
Yeah.
Claim yesterday. I believe it's Melissa.
Melissa. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Melissa. All right, so we're going to go ahead and read off the sponsor obligation, guys, and we are going to bring on Piper Rudich, double streamer. I like it. Anyways.
Thank you, Edwin Payne. You look good too, sir.
Yes. No, Greg can't see you. It's
I've
the
seen
thought
the
that
photo.
counts.
Yeah.
All right.
We have the Short Box Podcast running since 2012. They've won a super ton amount of awards there. They're fantastic. I listen to them weekly. Check out the Short Box Podcast.
Oh, hey, we were on there 2 weeks ago.
We were. I was on there plus like 2 days before that, before you came on.
Overachiever.
That was like my 7th time on there too.
Overachiever.
Yeah. I'm the Phil Jackson of comics.
JJ's comicart.com. Is it comicart.com? Comicsandart.com.
Comicsandart.com.
Is it?
I'm reading it. I don't know.
No, JJ told me to just say the website now.
Yeah. Did you not go to the website yet?
No. I'm sorry, JJ. I didn't look at your website. I know it's a labor of love.
I went JJ. I'm just not helping him out now. I have the luxury of saying that.
I believe it's jjscomicsart.com. Check out all the stuff he's got. It's amazing. You can find a lot of the stuff from the Doug Mankey feed yesterday. And
it is jjscomicsart.com.
Okay, there it is.
Beautiful.
Hey, look.
Side right there.
Oh, wow. Ooh. He's got the remarked Dark Knight Death Metal 1 in 25 Doug Mankey.
120.
Yeah, baby.
Yep. So anything you saw in there yesterday, the death metals, whether it be signed or marked, the Detective 1000 with the Arkham Knight on there, all that's on the site.
Yeah, those Death Metal 1 in 25, dude, 120 with a remark. Yeah. That's a solid price.
That is. We got Scott's Collectibles. Scott was super nice enough to help getting some of his the talent that he reps over to the show for the 4 days. Head over to scottscollectibles.co.uk for more offerings.
MajorPain.com.
He's watching right now. So
he is. Good. He actually helps out Piper. Brand new comic retailer. They keep adding new books daily. Maybe head over to their Facebook page, give them a like, request to join their insider group, or just shoot Edwin a message. Talk to him, chat him up in the feed there. He'll help you find whatever you're looking for.
He will. We have Alpha Omega Certification Services. You've seen them all weekend. Head over to alphaomegacertificationservices.com for a list of amazing offerings. Also, they are the official CGC facilitator for Comic Conline.
alphaomegacertification.com. No services.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's already long enough. Don't need to add it. Sorry, Brian.
I'm going to buy the services one now too. Just link it to them.
There we go. Yeah, just make the Alpha Omega certification the landing page for alphaomegacertificationservices.com.
Yep.
Okay, we're helping you out, Brian. OutrightGeekery.com is the official news provider of Comic Conline. Head there to see the latest in comic-related news.
We have the Comic Book Shopping Network. I didn't buy anything from there last night, unfortunately, but I did watch. I just was too tired, and then I couldn't type claim fast enough. But head over to the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook. It is an amazing group. If you're a seller, you can go there live daily and sell stuff.
OasisComics.com is your home for Jay Lee, who we will have on later today, and David Barron, who we had on yesterday and just did phenomenal. That dude, that's how you do a show.
I missed conventions after that.
Yeah, I know. Head over there for the Power Ranger blank exclusives right now. It's got all the colors of the Power Rangers. It's amazing. It's like Skittles.
Ooh. And CoffingComicShop.com. Get that beautiful Arch Arm Lady Death Comic-Con line exclusive.
All right, guys. Now we are going to bring Piper up as soon as I shut all this down and remove and hi, Piper.
Hi.
So what do you got going today? So he looks like.
Oh, you see my dog?
See what now?
My little dog. Right here.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Anyways,
hiding off in the corner there.
I got Harley going and Wonder Woman.
Nice. And so you're gonna be sketching for us today?
Yeah. They'll be for sale on my website.
Right on. Okay, so
Alright.
do you have anything for us today for sale today on the show? Are you drawing?
You want me to show you?
Sure.
Like all these are on my website for sale.
Okay, and so what is that one there? That is can't really
This is a White Widow.
Okay.
And then Catwoman.
Okay.
Vampirilla. And then these two will be on there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then there's lots of copies of like covers I've done on books and stuff.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let me get that questions.
All right, Piper. So you do tattoos also?
Yeah, I've done tattoos for like 21 years now, and kind of getting out of it and doing more comics.
So with doing tattoos, did you notice you were freehanding a lot of designs, and that kind of got you into doing more art? What was that process like?
Well, I've always done art, and then to help you make a living at doing art really well, I guess. And then digital art, I've always done my whole career too, because that's where I went to college for, 3D animation and stuff. But then I quit college to do tattoos, so. But I never stopped doing all that digital art and everything, so it's something I've always done. And then I got into the comic world for covers.
Then how did you break into the comic industry?
James at Scout Comics.
James Hank or James Pruitt?
James Hank. I grew up with him pretty much, known him, and he kind of just messaged me one day because he's seen a bunch of my digital work and offered me a variant cover, and then it's just kind of like taken off from there, basically.
Nice.
So it's only been like a year of doing comics, but I'm pretty much. I mean, now I do them for all sorts of companies and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what? How many covers have you done thus far?
Like hard to say, like maybe like 20.
You say 20?
Maybe like that, something like that. Yeah, so far.
Okay. So, and your first cover was for Scout, and what book was that?
That was Tart.
Tart?
Here you go. Tart.
Nice.
Yeah. So what's the latest cover you have that's been released?
The latest is Everglades Angels.
Uh-huh.
The bloody version and the non-bloody version, variants, virgins, and that one I really like. So.
Were you reading comics before all of this?
Not really, actually. I am now, though.
So, like with Everglade Angels and having like the 3 different covers, like kind of getting into comics and doing art, did you find any of that weird on how like fans want like the 3 covers or like the slightly different version of the one art drawing that you've done and stuff like that? Was that kind of new to you?
No, I think it's cool. I don't think it's really weird, no. I like doing the different versions, so it's pretty cool.
Sure. Now, when you get to do commissions, you kind of, you get to draw a lot of characters, but is there a character that maybe you've done a commission for, but you haven't done a cover for yet that you really want to do a cover for?
Yeah, Harley.
Harley?
Yeah. Harley, I like Harley, Catwoman, Poison Ivy. I like all the ladies.
So is you just mostly DC's kind of your favorite core characters?
Yeah.
So when you're reading comics, is that like, if we were to look in your pull box, that would be mostly what you have is DC Comics?
Nope. Mostly Scout Comics.
Yeah, they're a good bunch of guys over there. James, I've worked with him for several years. David Byrne, who's now their co-editors. We used to own a shop together. I don't know if you have any experience with him yet or not.
Yeah, I did a cover for him.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, did you do it on Stake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I should draw and talk, huh? I'm not good at this.
You're fine.
So, I don't know. I've always enjoyed like bringing the characters to life, and I don't know. I've been told since I don't know a lot about a lot of the characters that I can I just make it my own style,
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we tend to see that a little bit more in comics today. I mean, there are tons of creators out there that kind of got into doing comics that weren't necessarily comic fans at any point. They appreciate the characters, but it's not a fandom there. So it's kind of cool getting to see their expression.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, now that I never had the time before because I was such a busy tattoo artist that there was not a minute in my day to ever even have a chance to look at a comic book. But now that I'm like since the coronavirus, I'm not tattooing at all and just doing comics. So I've been taking time to like read them and stuff, do all that.
Have you been trying and exploring any new techniques during the coronavirus downtime while you're doing more comic art?
Yeah, like different mediums on commissions, I guess. Doing tattoos for the last so many years, I mean, it's become like you don't have time to like mess with any of this. I do it all digital now. So it actually, like the first 10 years of my career was all pencils and colored pencils. And then once the iPad came in, then it was all just digital, throw stuff together real quick for tattoos. So it had been a minute before I was getting used to doing this stuff again. So, yeah. But oil, I like the best. That's always been my number one for painting. black and gray pencil. So.
Now you talked about bringing your own spin to some of the characters. Has there been something you've done where like you're like, hey, I'm gonna do this character and I'm gonna add this because I think this would look cool, and then you start and you're like, well, why did I do this?
No. Well, the Catwoman I did, I kind of like gave her tattoos and piercings.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to make them a little bit rougher and tougher, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen the bat symbol there under the eye on that one.
Yeah, and the lips pierced, the nose is pierced. I don't know.
What is it? The I guess alternative, I guess, would be the term when we were growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the term or not.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So when conventions do open back up, could we possibly see you doing like tattoos and art at a comic convention at some point?
Maybe. Probably more so just art and not tattoos, but I mean, I could if they wanted me to.
So I mean, you see at MegaCon, they have the tattoo artist alley set up usually.
Yeah.
And it's usually just small, like nothing that would take more than like 40 minutes, I think, tattoo wise. But it'd be kind of cool to see a booth where you could do a commission of somebody and then tattoo it on them or something like that.
Yeah, I've always thought that would be cool, actually. So do it right on them. I don't know. This cover, the Wonder Woman cover, I kind of put a tattoo spin on it. You can tell, I guess, maybe.
Hold it up a little closer to the camera. I'll bring you in solo there for a second.
Kind of a mess right now.
That's looking good.
Okay. So the other pieces you have, what did you had some pieces for sale here? You said that you were just offering up, or are you just linking everybody to your website?
Yeah, I didn't know how we sold them. So
yeah, I mean, you can just offer things up here. You can offer a claim, or you can, and if people want grading, they can contact Alpha and Omega Certification, and we can get everything graded.
All these are up for grabs. So I mean, I did them for this. So all the covers. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, if you're wanting to sell something right here, like, offer them up or anything, you can. If it's up to you, whatever you wanted to price them at.
Okay.
Or you can just keep, or if you wanted to keep drawing, you're welcome to do that and just kind of, maybe explain, some of your techniques and why you do things the way you do.
Huh. Okay. Let's see. So, as far as doing things the way I do, I just like. What do you mean?
I mean, just the particular techniques. Did you learn through trial and error? Did you as far as inspirations? Did you kind of see someone else doing it, another artist, and try to emulate that a little bit? Just, I guess, gathering your style from other creators and the way you do things.
Yeah, I guess my style is kind of more influenced from like tattooing and fine art. Basically like Juxtapose magazine growing up. There's always a lot of artists in there. John Jesse is one of my favorite artists that helped mold my style. Mm-hmm. Basically, he's like one of my favorites. And then I kind of just when I kind of do it in a tattoo way, I guess. Like, if that makes any sense, I kind of like shade it. Like if I was doing a black and gray tattoo, like I kind of just load the brush and kind of like whip shade it as I would if I was doing a tattoo.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like kind of just move it around with the blender brush. And that's basically the same way if it was a black and gray tattoo, except it would have ink in the brush. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I know a lot of times, being an artist doesn't necessarily transition. Being a good artist doesn't transition into being a good tattoo artist because the applications are different. But apparently, I guess, and I'm not, this is the first time I've seen or heard of this. Apparently, your methods and techniques you use when you're actually, applying ink with the machine, I guess you can bring those over and translate them to pen to paper to a degree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, well, a black and gray pencil, I'd say, is like what I'm doing right now is probably one of the closest ways. And then I feel like, kind of like, not really oil painting, I wouldn't say. That's just more layer on layers. That to me is more like digital art, kind of. Like do a layer on top, layer. And then on digital art, like airbrushing is pretty much close to the same tattoo technique.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm trying to see.
So as far as comic artists, what would you say are some of your, I guess, more some of the comic artists that you follow right now? Maybe now or comic artists that inspired you, I guess, in the past.
Like Art Germ, and Shannon Mayer. They're like my two favorites.
So I can see like some of the Shannon Mayer, I guess, a little bit inspiration because you guys, are kind of in that, I guess, whatever that genre is, the style, sort of close to photorealism.
Yeah, realism has always been my.
Yeah.
Tattooing, I specialize in portraits. So my background has always been realism. So I guess that's why I like those ones because they're kind of more realistic.
Yeah. And so
go ahead. I was going to say, sometimes I kind of have a problem making it too realistic that people are like, that's photograph. And I'm like, no, it's not a photograph. So I'm trying to like wind down a little bit more off that for comics.
Yeah.
A little bit, But I just like my mind's made to like make it look perfect.
Well, I think a lot of it too. The important thing in comics and in the industry when you're doing covers and stuff like that, you pay attention to fans to a degree, but make sure you pay attention to actual fans, not to just people making comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are giving you shit about making it too realistic. They have to understand that that style is what brought you to the table. So you don't necessarily have to, deviate from that. If it's what has brought you fans and it's what, gets people to buy your books, I would say continue to do the art that makes your fans happy. But also, you do have to grow as an artist as well and change up your style. But, I wouldn't be too bothered by people that, even Art Germ has, people that say, oh, all his characters look the same. And, looks just like his Supergirl. No, it doesn't. So, I mean, that's you're going to run into that a lot in this. I'll guarantee it. And, that's one of the main things as well is you haven't made it until you have haters.
Yeah, right. I believe that.
So, and I would imagine if people are kind of, taking shots at the fact that you do have a very realistic style, those are people that art is very subjective. So I wouldn't really concern myself with any of that mess. Just keep
Yeah.
doing what you're doing because you do a very good job at it. So, and I imagine you've already done 20 covers. How long have you been doing covers?
A year.
A year?
Not even. I don't think a year. It's been
So,
pretty crazy, really.
Yeah, so I just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side of that, I heard a comment here. Somebody said they thought your steak cover was a photo at first, but as they kept on looking, they were so impressed with the art and their mind was blown that to learn that it was not a photo. So I think you do have fans that are gonna see that and jump on that, and that always beats the negative people.
Well, I mean, and not only that, but a lot of them do look like a photo. But then you get to the fact that she just held up that Catwoman and it's on a blank.
Yeah.
Clearly not a fucking photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So digital art, I've just been doing it so long, and I just there's so many textures you can use and brushes and skin brushes, and it's like I just try to go as much as possible to make it look like realistic. Make hot, beautiful, realistic women that don't exist.
Now, you said you're toning down some of the, I guess the extra detail to make it look completely real. How much time is that saving you?
On like covers, if I tone them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, not that much, and I don't really tone them down too much. Sometimes I'll do it, and then I'll look at it and be like, I'll do it all and then go back and make it look less, like blend it more so it's not so realistic looking, I guess. But
so it's taking extra time to do that.
Yeah, a little bit. But I prefer to do it the way I do it and realistic, and really I've had no problem with people not wanting that, really. So yeah.
So if you're not, well, actually, I think Corey said this is kind of your first live stream here with drawing, or
Yeah.
So what do you usually like when you're drawing? Do you listen to music, listen to podcasts? What do you like to do while you're drawing to kind of?
Oh, listen to Pandora. Just music on Pandora. Chilling. Lumineers. I like Lumineers station. So, yeah, mostly music. Sometimes, well, I'm not gonna lie. When I'm working on covers, like digital covers, I have a pretty awesome setup. I got a nice adjustable bed that lounges up and like a desk that sits on your lap, so I can put my iPad. I start everything on my iPad, so I just sit there and I'll watch some ID channel. Real comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing about it, really.
Yeah, it'd probably be kind of weird, like rocking out in bed at that point. Like that's a comfortable space, not a. But
yeah. Well, right now I built a tiny house. I live in on a lake, so yeah. So my bed area is kind of like my living room area, and then it's just all like work spot area.
Yeah.
So it's real chilling, actually.
Just went straight minimalist, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
It sounds peaceful.
It does.
Yeah. I got a farm out here.
I'm totally like, hey, I built myself a mini house and we'll put my room collectible. I got too much shit for a mini house. I can keep my collection in a mini house.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another building just as big that's all like my guitars and toys and like that's getting built into my work studio. So it wouldn't nothing can fit in, not everything can fit in the house.
So on top of being an artist, you can also play the guitar, or?
Yeah. Actually, I used to own I still own the company, but I used to build guitars from scratch.
Oh.
And then I did art on them. I have a laser engraver, so I would do art on the guitars and then sell them. But then this got so busy that I haven't really had time for that. So, but,
So you
yeah,
could have the
I do
ultimate
everything.
convention.
She could. She's like a one-woman show, just sitting there like have everything.
Yeah, I mean, come get a tattoo, a guitar, a commission, like
Yeah.
that would be awesome. I've never seen
That'd be a hell of a booth at a convention.
Yeah.
I mean, it really would. I mean, you about need a retailer booth to set up and do all that stuff, but have your tattoo lounge chair, the big one that's way down on, have you an amp there. People can plug in, play the guitars. Well, Piper's over there again. Dude,
At my tattoo conventions, when I used to travel and do tattoo conventions, I used to bring all that. Do tattoos, have guitars, have art, all that. So,
Edwin Payne is super excited to see that at convention now. So if he keeps on pushing that, we're sorry.
I have a whole series of guitars I built that were made from vintage Star Wars signs. Those sell like crazy, so I don't have any left, but they're pretty sweet, and people love that.
made from vintage what? Star Wars.
Star Wars, tins.
The what? The 10 signs.
Oh. So just cut them out.
Kind of like those were kind of basically cigar box guitars.
I don't know what that means.
Cigar box size, smaller.
Oh, like
What's the long?
backpackers.
Yeah.
Ukulele size.
That's still pretty.
Wow,
Just the
thin body.
You
Corey
can
doesn't play
say
instruments.
I think you get hard on it. Nah,
Okay.
probably not. But yeah.
Oh yeah, we have Nicole Diaz here. She says she would love to get a tattoo from you, especially for specializing in portraits. So that might be a thing at conventions. I don't know if you want to do that.
There you go.
Now I've been wanting my art germ. The commission Stanley did for me. As a tattoo. Yeah.
Full back tattoo.
No, dude, straight up on my chest.
Okay.
My back's already tattooed. It's shitty though. Yeah.
We can get all laser.
I made some very poor choices in my 20s.
That's okay. I can fix that.
Yeah, but that takes away from my comic money. And plus, if you can do photorealism like that, I don't imagine you're you're affordable for the average person. I mean, someone who's been doing this for 21 years and is that good at portraits tends to command a high price. And rightfully so. I'm not knocking it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd hook you up for sure. But
I've got so many things that need fixed on me. You look at it and be like, nah, dude, just nah. Why'd you do this?
It's like, you poor child. What were you thinking?
Oh man.
Were you able to hit any comic conventions last year or early this year?
me, no.
No.
Not yet. I was supposed to, but then with everything that's happened, I'm in Florida, so it's kind of a mess right here.
So are we? We're in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't tattooed in like 3.5 months because of everything going on. But
You actually live in the same city as one of my buddies.
oh yeah?
Yeah. Mike Stevens lives down near you.
Oh, cool.
Very, very big collector in the comic community. Probably bought some of your art
Nice.
at this point. Anyways. So how much are these pieces going to be for on your site so we can let everybody know?
The oil covers I'll do for 300. And then the black and grays I do for 200.
Mm-hmm. And you normally just do portraits, like head sketches?
No, I can do whatever. It's just what they want. It's just what I choose to do because I like to put as much detail in the face when I'm just picking something. But if someone has an idea of what they want, I'll do it.
Okay, so you don't it's just it doesn't matter to you whether it's a portrait or a full body. It's the same price.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Excuse me. Now I think this would be one of the few artists that could actually charge less for her full bodies and more for her portraits. Because most artists, when you get the head sketch, that's the cheaper option.
But I mean, the amount of detail she's going to put into the head sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So have you watched you've been watching many of the other videos so far, checking out any of the creators?
Yeah, I've watched them all.
Well, I didn't even watch them all, and I've been a part of all of them.
I've taken a look at. I browsed through them all, but yeah. I've seen a lot of cool stuff.
But did you see anybody that kind of stood out? Like, maybe not like, one of the top artists per se, but somebody that was doing something really interesting that you enjoyed?
I liked the Bruce Lee picture.
Yeah, Rob Pryor.
I kind of learned a little something about his two brushes technique.
Have you tried that yet?
I did yesterday on some watercolor.
How'd that work out for you?
It was cool, but I didn't really like the watercolor.
So are you ambidextrous?
No.
Wow.
Not really, no. Maybe.
What's that?
I haven't tried it with like drawing or anything, but like building stuff I can use either hand. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, when you tried painting with two hands yesterday, did you get any paint anywhere not on the paper, like somewhere else?
No, I just used my left hand was the water brush, and the other hand was my main hand was the ink brush. So, but I was trying to do a cover, but on a blank I had, but I don't know, it kind of like messed it up because it kind of like made the paper fall apart. So I don't know if anyone does. I don't have experience with watercolor on a cover, So.
I think you have to use just a little bit less water because I've seen a lot of like Lucio Perillo will do some watercolors. I know Matina does some watercolors. Eddie Granov does watercolors on his. I think who else does watercolors on their boards?
It probably comes down to the long nights that the fans never hear about, where you're just testing the amount of water that's going to work at some point. And 6 hours later, you find, okay, this is the perfect amount.
Yeah, and I don't know like what they use. I was using the liquids the Dr. Martens liquid stuff, which is what we would use for doing tattoo flash. But I don't know if that's too much liquid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
trial and error. I'll get it down one day.
I'm trying to think who else has watercolor on top of my head. I think most people just use Copics. So
Eric Chin.
Oh yeah, Eric Chin, yeah. So do you use Copics much?
Yeah, I'll use those combined with colored pencils on some stuff I've done before. I guess I don't know if it's from tattooing, but I'm like real picky, like with flesh tones and stuff. And that's why I like with the oil, I can mix my own colors. You know what I mean? And as opposed to the markers and the colored pencils, you only get certain colors that you have to work with and combine and all. And I rather like mix a palette. You know what I mean? So that's why once I started doing the oil, I liked it the best because I can match any tone that I want to do, basically. Or it's just easier. Take the easy way.
Anybody watching the Harley on the right is going to be 300 when it's finished. It's going to be oil painted, and the Wonder Woman's working on now is 200. If anybody'd like to, I mean, you're welcome to claim them right here, or you can go to her site and pick them up. And if you want grading through Alpha Omega certification, Brian or Steven will help you out with that.
And at Major Paint on their website, I have commissions and stuff he has listed for me and all that.
Yep. Official sponsor of the show, Major Pain Comic Compound.
Yeah.
So is Harley the most popular character that you're asked to draw?
Commissions wise, yeah, in Death, I've done a lot of the Death commission before.
From Sandman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's weird. You never really see that character in comics a lot today, but every convention, there's a lot of Death commissions happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was there's one Delirium. From the
I've done that, yeah. I've done Delirium.
That's one that you don't see done enough. I don't think. I think it would be a really, if done correctly, it would be a really fun character. That's my opinion. What do we got here?
Now, with going with like a Harley or even a Wonder Woman, and do you try to base those more off the actresses that have played them, or you what's your approach to characters that maybe?
Sometimes off the actual like movie characters, or sometimes I'll just like find a reference of just a normal person and then I kind of like make it into that. Okay. I don't know. Kind of like, I don't know. Try to do my style sometimes. Like Wonder Woman, she's just, I don't know, long black hair and some I didn't really look at the picture of Wonder Woman. I just kind of went with it.
Aaron just snagged the Catwoman from the website. Aaron, if you'd like that graded, you can get that through Alpha and Omega certification.
Congratulations for getting that.
Yeah, congratulations. Brian or Steven, if you want to send Aaron a message.
And Nicole Diaz asks, who is your favorite character to draw?
Get the black in.
To draw?
Yes.
Probably the Harley Quinn. I like her crazy face and makeup. and I kind of like to better them up a little bit. I like the tones that you can use for that. And yeah, try to make her look as that, and the Catwoman. I love doing Catwoman.
Now, with Harley, you kind of have like a versatility of, whether, she's having a little bit more of a, I guess, maniac look or something like that. Like she feels like a character where you could draw like 10 different emotions on her and they're all going to really fit that character. Have you been able to explore like the different sides of Harley?
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, I've done a few different ones. So I've done that, and I've done, let's see, mostly the crazy side is all I've done so far. So I'm trying to get just, let me see. I was going to show you a finished oil of Harley.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
So, you guys, if you do want to pick anything up from Piper, you can go to the website, and if you'd like anything graded, message Alpha Omega certification, and they'll be happy to take care of you. They're the official facilitator for Conline. Oh, wow.
So that's what if anybody's interested in oil painting, that's what it looks like there. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a finished oil.
Now, is that one sold or is that one available?
This is Edwin's, actually. So
he won't mind if you sell it again. It's fine.
No, he would. So, but that one will look like this, same style, detail and all that.
Now, when doing like your blending and stuff with your oils, is that something you see in your head ahead of time to where you're like, okay, I'm going to go down here and blend, or is that something that just kind of naturally comes as you keep on doing the piece?
It just happens. I try to like block in all the I do like the little underpainting you see, and then kind of block in some colors, and then just go over it in like kind of like a finalized layer, and then over that with like almost like some glazing layers. It might be a little bit too much for a comic cover, but I prefer the best looking output, you know what I mean? So it's what I do on a canvas. So I don't know. Yeah.
Now, have you had a lot of requests for canvas paintings as opposed to the comic covers?
No, I've done a lot of like 9x12s and 11x17 commissions. Mostly marker and pencil. So.
Okay, so and what do those run roughly when you get into that paper size?
Usually the pencil and stuff, I do the 9x12 It's pretty much the same as the 300 for the color and 200 for the black and gray. And then 11 by 17, it just depends on what it is and the medium, and then I'll price it from there.
Okay.
So I haven't really done, like, I've probably done more actual covers than commissions, really. So I'm still kind of new at everything.
So
I'm
what?
getting them all.
I mean, were you going to be you're taking commission spots today, or are you kind of use your plate full right now?
No, I can take commissions for sure.
Okay. So how many spots do you have available at the moment?
I mean, I could say probably like 5.
Okay. So if anybody would like to claim a commission spot from Piper, she does have 5 available. 300 for the oil painting, much like the Harley. On the Harley, she just showed that that's the complete. So that one like that would be 300, and then a complete black and white would be 200.
Right.
And if you are tuning in after this was live, you can feel free to shoot Edwin Payne a message and or Piper, and they'll be happy to try and set things up for you.
I think there's a link on Major Pain website for that also.
Okay. So in that Wonder Woman piece there, in your estimation, how complete is that? Just curious.
It's almost done. I could have it done today. I'll have it done today. So
Yeah.
It's just about finishing all this, but I'm slow at drawing and talking.
On average, how long does a commission take you?
A black and gray I can do in a couple hours. Oil takes me, it's hard to say, but I spread it out. It takes like a whole week of starting and stopping, just for layers to dry and all that stuff. So I can't really say exactly, but I work on it all week long pretty much. So, and if I have a couple going, I'll like work on one, get it to where it needs to dry, work on another, and but within a week it can be done though.
Yeah.
So
what's the difference in your process? Like with the Harley there, that's, waiting for paint, but did you do less detail with the initial structure since you're going to paint it? How does that happen?
just a quick little pencil sketch on there, and then basically, then I did just acrylic and water, kind of like blocked in and blended in, just to give it a little bit of rough detail under painting, and then now I'll just go in layer by layer and actually do the real stuff. But yeah, just a quick pencil sketch.
Now, do you feel less pressure on that pencil sketch? I mean, like, say if you maybe don't have a line correct, or do you go back and correct that in pencil, or do you keep that in mind that you're going to correct that when you're painting?
I might sketch it more so how I'd want it in pencil, but then the paint, I can move the paint over it to wherever it needs to be. So there's no real mistakes in painting, I don't think, because you can just fix them. Nice and easy.
With the Copics, have you tried that Copic airbrush?
No, not yet. I do want to. I don't know.
It looks like a lot of fun. I think I'd probably make a mess everywhere, but it looks like a blast to try.
Yeah, I thought about starting. I used to airbrush a lot. I actually airbrushed some motorcycles and stuff back in my tattoo days. So I thought about attempting to do some covers in airbrush and stuff, in a real airbrush. I don't know how the marker airbrush works, but it'd be cool to find out.
Yes, Chris, that Harley in progress is $300 if you'd like to claim that. Chris is be a returning customer to Conline. He's been supporting us all week long, man. He's been here for just about every feed, I think.
Yeah.
If not every feed.
Especially the first ones, the enhanced and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so Chris will Edwin's there, so Edwin will get him taken care of, but Chris will definitely take that Harley off.
Chris, would you like it graded, bud? And there goes the last of my weekend budget.
Hey, it's
I mean, worth it. It's good buy, man. It's a good buy. Feel happy. That's one of the smartest things to do if you're going to be into collecting original art. Definitely get in when an artist is starting in on their career. When the prices are at an affordable rate. Because Art Germ wasn't always $1,000 for a full color Copic.
Now he is.
Yeah, they used to be at Derek's prices. And hell, last year at MegaCon, Derek was $350 for multi-figure full colors. Now you get one figure full color, and that's $300 shipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are coming down on time here. So Piper, we do want to push just some websites and social media for you again. So the website is artistpiper.com.
Yes.
And then where can they find you on your different social medias?
Artist Piper for Instagram. If you put at Artist Piper, it'll bring you into everything pretty much. Facebook too with Piper Rudich. But I'm pretty sure it's linked to Artist Piper.
All right. Which one's the best one for people just to kind of stay up on your art and your covers and stuff like that? Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram's the best, I think.
I'm still getting used to it. I think in the past 3 years, I've made 6 posts on Instagram. So it's
really.
Yeah, I gotta get better with Instagram.
I have 3 Instagram accounts.
I have 3 Twitters.
Yeah. Corey doesn't touch Twitter. Twitter's the devil.
It is the devil.
I've never used Twitter.
We just post to Twitter. We don't actually respond to anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it. We're going to have to get off and head to read our sponsor obligations. Piper, I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you to everybody that purchased from Piper. Chris Cusimano and Aaron Brewski. That's a cool last name.
It is.
Brewski.
So, anyways, and Chris, the price for grading is $50 per book. Brian Weeks or Stephen Davis with Alpha Omega certification will message you very shortly, I would imagine. Or feel free to shoot them an email. If you look at the screen here right below us, alphaomegacertification.com. There we go.
Yeah.
Go slide into your DMs, Chris.
Like the kids say.
Yeah. All right, Piper. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Enjoy your Sunday.
That was fun.
Yeah, definitely. It's always cool getting to see newer talent come up and then amazing work.
It's fun when we're artists, first experiencing it going live and stuff like that. We got to claim that with Alan Qua. Mm-hmm. We've got to, with our Edge Curry, Derek, Kunka, they've never gone live and done this kind of stuff before. Kale. We did it with Kale. We're it's kind of a cool thing. We get to be everybody's first.
Oh, cool.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm going to hell.
All right. Sponsors. We'll be taking a break and coming back with John Jiang.
OasisComics.com, your home for Jay Lee and David Barron exclusive covers. Head over there now and you can pick up the Power Rangers colored exclusive blanks.
If you want to feel like you're at a comic convention and you're going through a $1 box, a 50-cent box, and you're like, oh, crap, I've looked at this. I maybe I've wanted it, but I can't pass it up for this price. Check out the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook. It is an amazing group. If you're a seller, if you're a retailer, you can go on there and do daily live sales.
OutrightGeekery.com is the official news provider for Comic Conline. Head over to their website to check out the latest in comic-related news.
Alpha Omega Certification Services. You saw them in the feed there chatting. If you want anything graded this weekend, they will be happy to do it for you. They are the official facilitator for us through CGC. Head over to alphaomegacertification.com for more signature submission opportunities.
Give their Instagram a like as well, or even head to their Facebook page. They have a ton of stuff right now, man.
You can slide into their DMs.
Yes, you definitely slide into their DMs. They're all liberal with their DMs and stuff. Just let anybody in.
I gotta check mine still.
Yeah. So Major Pain Comics says a website that just launched. They're adding new comics daily, and they happen to be the rep of our guest that you just saw, Piper Rudich. He actually listed his phone number.
He did. The customer service line. If you maybe couldn't get a commission today from Piper, but you would want one in the future, this is where you can head, or you can contact Piper, and she will be happy to do something for you. Scott's Collectibles. Scott's was kind enough to bring us some talent throughout the whole weekend. Thank you to Scott's Collectibles. Head over to scottscollectibles.co.uk for some amazing offerings from those creators.
JJ's ComicArt.com just launched yesterday, right as soon as Doug Mickey went live. There's some really cool stuff on there right now. The Dark Knight's Death Metal, 1 in 25, Doug Mickey.
The Detective 1000 is on.
Yeah, it's on there too. But you can get the thing remarked.
And
you
your
can get it signed. And grading's available.
It is.
I'll be there.
We have the Short Box Podcast. If you're looking for an amazing podcast that's going to cover comics, pop culture, they even talk hip hop and stuff like that too sometimes. Check that out. It's an award-winning podcast, the Short Box Podcast.
CoffinComicsShop.com. That's where you can find the Art Germ Lady Death exclusive for Comic Online. We still have the trade dress at $20 and the Virgin at $30 available until tomorrow. Open order. Once that happens, they will cap. You will never be able to buy those covers again. They also have
on eBay on the secondary market.
Oh yeah. You'll never be able to buy them for that price again.
So get over there.
And they are going to skyrocket in value. It's going to happen.
It always happens.
Yeah. So don't miss out on that. They also have the print and the note card.
They do.
Also limited in numbers.
So we will be back in 26 minutes with our next guest,
John Jing.